Okay, great, thank you. We'll move on to unfinished business. Number 5A, public hearing on the request by Immaculate Heart of Mary, IHM, for the approval of a zoning permit, site plans, and structural elevations for a building addition to 4905 Scofield Street. Case number 2-007-2020. Who would like to speak this evening?
I'll start. I'm the architect. I would maybe just like to, you saw this project 3 weeks ago. There are a couple of minor little changes, but basically the project is the same as it was when it was presented on a preliminary basis back then. There are a couple of changes that happened. There was a back patio that got a little bit larger. If you go to C3, along with a door that was added and a ramp out the back with a couple of steps, that adds about 450 square feet of more pervious area than there was before. Pretty insignificant, I think, considering the size of the green space around it. There was also preliminarily shown on the other plan a storm line that ran between the two buildings down to the athletic field that has since been revised to a surface drainage bio retention pond between the school and the chapel addition. You can kind of see that also on C3. On the next page, C4, you can kind of see some of the engineering work that Quam Engineering had done on this. They had been in contact with the civil engineer who kind of consults on your stormwater management, and they kind of have agreed that this is a doable kind of situation. It's more than just a rain garden. It's an actual bio retention pond. They're going to dig down to the sand layer and then come back in with some engineered soil. So that's sort of the plan there. There's a little bit of a grading revision. There was concern last time that we were grading up to a couple of the large trees in the back, and so the grades have been kind of dropped down on the back side of the building, maybe an additional 3 feet on the back side. And there's about a 2-foot retaining wall, older retaining wall that kind of goes on the back of the proposed addition that will help with that one tree on the back side. So that's C4. Floor plan would be A2, is pretty much the same as it was before, other than the door off the back to the back patio is about the only change there. It's still a side chapel entrance, and then some minor remodeling on the inside of the building was to get toilet facilities and some other functions for the convent. Let's see, what else do I have? C4, building elevations, massing is pretty much the same as it was before. There is a little bit more, there's more stone on this building now, the stone wainscot that we decided to run all the way around the building and kind of tie the whole building to the convent. The stone's maybe a little bit higher. Synthetic stucco on the upper part, which is would be the same color as what's on the existing building. That's between the windows. On A5 on the back side, I have a request for. I did a preliminary plan review with the plan reviewer that's going to do the review of this building, and we were taking a rescue platform off the south side of the building, and he would like to see the back patio have a door out to it. And so the drawings you have on the back side have a second story patio railing that has a large window and then a small window next to it. And I would like to take out that small window and put a door in there to allow a rescue exit off of that level. It's really a pretty minor aesthetic change. I don't think anybody's really even going to see the door from the backside, because of the angles of the building. But I did bring it up to Doug about it, and he thought I didn't really need to show you this. I don't think I have a drawing. If somebody really wants to see it, it's really pretty minor. So I have that as a request that I can change that and add that door. If you would maybe address that when you do your reviews. Other than that, there's materials on A7. A front entry door is going to be a wood. There's a couple of pictures of the stone that would go on the base of the building. And then also we're going to tie the same stone in with some limestone boulder walls that happen in a couple of areas. What else is there? There is just a minimal lighting plan that has a couple lights over the front entry door and one door over the back. That would be on E1 and E2. They don't even reach the property line in terms of photometrics with well, I want to say crossing the people seeing it, or I'm going to say just a minor lighting. There is a light that is proposed in the bell itself, shining down on the bell. It's a very small light, maybe equivalent to a 100-watt bulb that would be up there. It's a recessed light. That would be, I think, ST on the last page. So that's kind of an overview. If you have some questions, I can be more than happy to answer those at some point.
Great. Thank you, David. Would anybody else like to speak as part of the public hearing? Okay. Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing and go to 5B, consideration of action on the request by Immaculate Heart of Mary, IHM, for approval of a zoning permit, site plans, and structural elevations for a building addition at 4905 Scofield Street, case number 2-007-2020. Doug?
Thank you. I don't have too much to add in terms of the staff report over and above what the project architect has already laid out. Just a couple quick things to highlight, though. The landscaping plan was also included. That was sort of a discussion point from the pre-hearing conference. It's staff's opinion that the landscaping will be improved by the proposed plan as compared to existing conditions. On the last page of the staff report too, you'll see a couple staff comments. These were circulated, the plans, to city department heads, and you'll see a comment from both the interim fire chief as well as from Brad Brune, the city's project manager, specifically about the erosion control, stormwater permits. So it's the recommendation there that they just be added as a condition of approval, and you'll see that on the first page. Staff's recommendation for this is approval with the attached conditions.
Thank you, Doug. I'll now open it up for the committee. Brian, would you like to start us off tonight?
Sure. I think the project looks great. I like the addition or some of the modifications that are really responsive to what we talked about a couple weeks ago. I have no concerns with this project going forward, with those conditions.
Okay. Great, thank you. Susan?
I don't really have any concerns. I think it looks great. I did have a chance to go up and look at the stone, and I like the idea of using the stone. I think it's a great blend. The stucco on the school is already a slightly different color, and I think they're right. You know, when you look right at it, you have to, I think you kind of have to be looking for it to notice that the brick on the addition is slightly different, but I think to try to do that on the other side would be more of a distraction. So I really like the stone. I appreciate that look. And I see they resolved the sound of the bell, it sounds like, by working with the church so that there won't be overlapping bell ringings. And landscaping looks good to me. And I don't think the lighting should interfere any more than regular residential lighting, as far as somebody else may know more about foot candles than I do, but it looks like pretty reasonable lighting also. So no concerns. I think it looks great.
Okay, great. Chris?
Sorry, did you call me?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have my internet connection seems to be coming in and out. All my concerns from before have been met. I think it looks good. I agree. The stone looks nice. And is the applicant, have you seen the proposed conditions? You're aware of them? You don't have any issues with them?
Yeah, I've seen them. Fire department's not a problem. We are sprinkling the building completely and covering the bell tower. The engineering work that's done with the bio bed we'll work through those issues.
Okay, yeah.
Do our final submittal.
Because I would agree, you're barely disturbing the 4,000 square feet, and I think it should be more than adequate with that bio base. I think it's a nice addition. I just want to make sure there weren't any outstanding issues that we would need to talk about. But if there aren't, I think it's great. I think including that door on the south side is absolutely zero issue for me. I think it's a great idea, especially if it's a safety issue.
Okay.
Great. Thank you, Chris. Rob?
Yeah, I think everything looks pretty good. The landscaping looks good. I like that you're going to be able to save those trees in the back, or make the effort to anyways. I have no issue with the door. I did go by and look at the samples, and I think they look nice. I think they'll match well. As far as the permits, Chris, you probably know this. Isn't it 4,000 square feet of land disturbance that triggers an erosion control permit?
Yes, everywhere else in Dane County it is, but in our ultimate wisdom, when the city council passed the ordinance, they said, well, if 4,000 is good everywhere else, let's do 3,000 in Monona so we can be better. Literally,
Okay.
That's the discussion.
Okay. That's all I have then. Looks good.
Great. Thank you, Rob. Corinne?
Hi, I agree. I think it looks really nice. Sounds like you've been working hard to come up with good solutions for the drainage. And Doug, you didn't hear any comments about the bell from anyone, did you?
Not any public comments, no. This was noticed for both the pre-hearing and the this consideration tonight, and I didn't hear any comments. There was one email for the pre-hearing, but it was just in general support from one of the neighbors. So, and I didn't really mention this too much in my sort of quick overview, but I think just adding that condition number 4, specifically about the noise from the bell tower, I added that as a possible condition there, just based upon the previous discussion from the pre-hearing, just in case there are any challenges with that. But I think the applicant had sort of addressed it in their cover letter for this, sort of the thinking and the hours and things like that as well.
I just wanted to make sure that nobody had contacted the city about it. So,
No,
yeah, and I think having that condition makes sense, but I thought it looks good, and I think it'll be a lovely space for you.
Great. Thank you, Corinne. Christy?
Yeah, I appreciate the additional condition as well on the bell. And, you know, I think it's just a really aesthetically pleasing improvement to your building. So I think it's going to be really nice.
Great. Okay, do I have a motion?
I'll move approval of conditions 1 through 5 as written by staff, and condition 6, that this includes approval of the revision to the south elevation to include a door to the second-story balcony.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, great. We have a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? The motion carries. Congratulations, sisters.
Thank you.
Father, David.
Thank you for
you.
your
We look
support
forward
and
to seeing
your
it.
encouragement, and we're very excited. It'll be a
Great.
beautiful place for all of Monona. You're all invited to come see us here.
Thanks.
Okay,
Great.
Thank you so much.
you. Thank you.
Good luck with it.
Nice work, David. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to new business for which there is none, and then reports of staff and commission members.
Thank you. So I'll take this, but then I know that Alder Schilling has something she wants to share as well. Just in terms of potential upcoming items, I think there's a couple zoning permits that are moving through, most likely the September 14th meeting. So it's going to suggest that we cancel the August 24th meeting, as nothing has been received at this time. And the only other update is you may have noticed the construction fencing and staging has started for the riverfront for the final phase. We're expecting sort of groundwork and excavation to start this week. So things are getting rolling with that now.
Great, thank you. Any other plan commission requests? Chrissy, I understand you have something?
Yeah, I just wanted to give a quick update. You know, in response to Rob's comment last week, or Commissioner Stein's comment last week about the bike rack in front of Princeton Club, I kind of been keeping an eye on it because I did, you know, it makes no sense to ask someone to put something else in when, you know, there's one that's not being used. And I haven't seen more than 2 bicycles at that bike rack, like you said. And so I also wanted to let you know, I went down to Confectionique and we did find 2 pretty ideal sites for bike parking. She did work with the Tama and Bob Rubin on that. Unfortunately, Bob Rubin declined to install a bike rack for her. So she's fairly disappointed, but just thought I would mention it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other plan commission requests? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Move adjournment.
Second.
Okay. And we have a second. Great. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Bye.
The meeting is adjourned. Thanks very much, you guys.
Thank you.
Enjoy your vacation.
Thank you. Stay healthy, and we'll look forward to seeing you back in Monona.